Hey everyone, welcome back to Playground Sessions YouTube channel. I'm Phil and I'm happy to be teaching you another song section today. We're going to take things a little more classical and operatic here today. We're going to be looking at Andrea Bocelli and one of his songs called Time to Say Goodbye. This is for all of you beginners out there because this is our rookie level arrangement from our song store in the Playground interactive app. So that section we're going to be going over today that you'll be learning how to play sounds a little something like this. 1, 2, here we go. Hey, 100%, sweet. That pop-up score, by the way, comes from our interactive app. And quickly, I want to tell you guys we're doing a free trial. For 30 days, you can play all access, just like a paid member, but you don't have to pay anything. It's no strings attached. It's a free trial for 30 days. There's a ton of stuff in the app. I'll let you guys check it out after this video. So tap that card above or click the video description link in any of these videos to start your free trial today. But let's go ahead and get started now with Time to Say Goodbye. I'm going to break down the right-hand melody first. Let's do it. Before we jump into any notes, let's talk about a few things up front. First, we always got to check our key signature. Right up there by the treble clef, we see 1 sharp. It's on the F line. That means every F is sharp in this song, which means we're in the key of G major. And we also need to check our time signature. That's that C with the line through it. Now, usually we might see some numbers there, but here that C with the line through it represents the time signature instead of the numbers. But really it's just shorthand for cut common time. So common time is 4/4 or 4 beats per measure, but that line through it means cut common time, and that really means we're feeling this in a half-time feel. So the rhythms look a little bit easier to digest, even though it's going to sound the same as it does in our intermediate or advanced level arrangement, which is written more as 4/4. So here, really just focus on that scroll bar as it goes by and you'll be fine. But before we get to that point, I'm going to go over each one of these rhythms with you. But that's going to be in just a sec. For now, what I want to do is talk notes. And our first note is D above middle C. Then we're going to reach up with our third finger to G. Okay, then we see an F, but that's actually not an F, it's an F sharp. Don't forget the key signature. Then we see 4 on A, 3 on G. And that ends that phrase. Start the next measure with a rest, and we're going to shift our hand position up during that time. 2 on A now. Then 3 on B in the next measure. We're going to tie this over to a half note in the next measure, and then we see a peculiar rhythm, right? We see 3 quarter notes in a space where there should be 2. But that bracket underneath those 3 quarter notes with the 3 on it, that means that these 3 quarter notes together are triplets, and we're going to squeeze those 3 beats into the space where normally 2 would go, right? So we're going to go A, C, B, right there. So that whole measure from before we're tying over this B, 1, 2, triplet. All right, then we move on, G in the next measure with our thumb. And then we're going to reach all the way up an octave higher with our pinky to this high G. Next measure, we see some more triplets. F sharp, D, G. Next group is F sharp, D, B. And then moving on, 2 back to D. Next measure, we're jumping down. Our third finger is going to go down to A, and we're going to play another measure of triplets. A, C, B, A, G with our thumb, F sharp with our 2 finger. Now we're on the third line down. Next measure, thumb on a low D, 3 up to G. Now this is similar to the opening material of this section. 2 on F sharp, 4 on A, 3 on G. Next measure, rest. Sliding up again, 2 to A. Now B, and a bunch of triplets here. Triplet. So this second triplet bracket here is a bit strange, isn't it? We see a quarter note and then a half note. Think about that half note as just the two other quarter notes that would be in this triplet tied together. So we would, instead of saying triplet, we would say triplet. We hold the last two together. That makes a tied note, a half note, excuse me. So that measure goes triplet, triplet. All right, moving on. Final line down, we start with the rest, and then again, another group of triplets, A, C, B, G. Now again, reaching up an octave to the high G, and then, same as before, F sharp, D, G, F sharp, D, B, D. Next measure, the last grouping of triplets. Third finger comes down to A, C, B, A, thumb on G, 2 on F sharp, and then we leave it there. We rest for that final measure. Even though it sounds like we want to resolve back to a G, here we don't. And we leave it there. So that is pretty tricky, especially with all these triplet rhythms. So what I'd like to do is cue up our backing track and play it along, but we'll do it at the slow speed. So we've got extra time to react rhythmically. Let's practice it here for as many times as you need at home. I'm going to do it one time here. Then we'll move on to the full speed. All right, let's give it a shot. 1, 2, set, go. D, G, F sharp, A, G. Now rest and slide up, 2 on A. Look ahead, tying over. Here comes triplets. Triplet G. Reach up an octave. Excellent. Now sliding down, 3 on A. Thumb, 2, 1. All right. Look ahead. We're going to rest in the next measure. Sliding our 2 finger up to A. Triplet, triplet, rest. Triplet G, reaching up an octave. Good, last measure. And rest. Excellent work. So again, pause and rewind and play back if you need. But when you're ready, let's now try this right hand part at full speed. 1, 2, set, go. Yes! All right, 100% for our right hand. There we go. So now let's switch gears and start talking about the left hand. Because this is the rookie level arrangement, we're not going to be playing full chords in the left hand. We'll save that for a different difficulty level, a harder one. By the way, those can also be found in the Playground Sessions app, intermediate and advanced levels. But because this is rookie level, we're just going to be playing single note roots in the left hand. You guys ready to give it a shot? Let me show you. Okay, so our very first note is a G with our thumb, and it's the G below middle C. And that's for a whole note. Most of these are whole notes, in fact, but there's a couple of spots here, as you can see if you glance over, that there are some half notes. But for the most part, it's whole notes. So we go G, Next measure is D with our fourth finger. And by the way, we're never departing from this hand position. This position right here. Actually, technically it would be this. Okay? But all of the notes in this section are contained in this position. So again, first note, G. Second measure, D. Next measure, third finger plays E. Next measure, pinky, fifth finger plays C. Next we have G, and now we're down to the second line, a D, an E, and a C. Sound familiar? Next measure, G. Now, next measure, we have our half notes. C for 2 counts, D for 2 counts. And this is getting us ready to repeat into a second phrase here. Same idea as the first half. So, G, D, E, C, G, D, E, and C. See what I'm doing here? G. Now here we have our half notes again. C, D, but this time we're going to tie that D over into an additional measure. Otherwise, the parts are exactly the same. So I think we should just jump right into playing this at full speed. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, set, go. Hey, there we go. So now that the left hand has 100%, we have both hands individually completed. The left hand was a bit simpler than the right hand, right? We've got all those triplets and hand position changes in the right, but in the left, basic rhythms, one hand position. Still, putting these hands together is going to be tricky because we've got to keep that left hand part as our anchor while the right hand dances around it rhythmically and melodically. So that's going to be the challenge that we have ahead of us here for the remainder of this video, but shouldn't be too tough. And once we're done, where do you go from there? Well, there's a lot more to this song, and as I mentioned before, there are also intermediate and advanced levels of this song, all in the Playground Interactive app, which you got to check out. I'll remind you one more time that you can finish this song in the app by taking advantage of our free trial, 30 days, no strings attached. You won't see a video tutorial like this one breaking down each section, but what you will have is something I think is even more valuable, which is real-time feedback on your actual performance. While you're playing, if you play the note right, it turns green. If you play it wrong, it turns red. You get the rhythm wrong, but the note's right, or you get it close, it turns pink. You get a score, you see your graph, your progress is all laid out there for you. And more importantly, the trouble areas, the spots you need to work on the most, are also right there in front of you to see. So it's a great tool. It makes learning a lot of fun. I think you guys should check it out. Open it in a new tab, by the way, because I want to finish this video first before you dive into the rest. But we'll finish this out here, and then you can start your free trial there. Enough talking, right? Let's put these hands together. We'll start with the slow speed, and then we'll speed it up to full tempo. Here we go. 2, set, go. All right, guys, nice work. Final step, put these hands together at full speed. When you're ready, let's do that right now. 1, 2, here we go. Woohoo! We did it, guys. Andrea Bocelli, this song is beautiful. Thank you for performing it. And Playground Sessions subscribers, thank you for watching and learning with me. I'm Phil, and I can't wait to see you for the next video lesson.
The features you saw on screen today can be at your fingertips with the Playground Sessions app. Co-created by music legend Quincy Jones, Playground teaches the piano with interactive feedback and gaming features, all while using your favorite songs. All right, guys, I'm Phil. Hit subscribe so I can see you for the next video.